What's up, guys? DK here with Collector's Impact, and wow, has MetaZoo been on fire recently. So I made a video a couple of weeks ago at this point, around mid-September, talking about the calm before the storm. Well, yep, the storm is now upon us, and that's kind of what I was talking about in terms of there was a nice little lull in activity there before the storm actually came on shore. I hope that you guys have boarded up the windows and have everything taken care of because it's getting crazy out there. So as of the filming of this video, the top set actually went ahead and launched. And for anyone who wasn't involved in the launch of that set and trying to get some product, I would sum it up pretty much like this. Quite a messy cluster. Though with that said, I will say that I was actually able to get one box. That's right. One box. And I honestly, I can't complain about it too much because there are a lot of people out there that weren't able to get any boxes. And I mean, take a look at some of these cards. These cards, the hype is pretty real. These cards are absolutely beautiful. And it's not surprising that there are a lot of disappointed MetaZoo fans out there that would have liked to get their hands on these at the regular price, because if they don't do any additional waves and release more of this product for purchase for the public, it's going to be a fun time in the secondary market for it. With that said, keep in mind that the product isn't shipping until 30 days after the countdown timer runs out. Which, you know, let me just vent about the countdown timer. Why have a 13-day countdown timer if the product's sold out within an hour, or honestly within 3 minutes of it actually becoming available? It's just kind of weird to have a countdown timer unless you need a logistics reason, you know, transporting and shipping, all that kind of stuff. But they don't ship until 30 days after that timer runs out. So we're looking at roughly November the 15th being the time frame that the cards are actually going to start appearing in people's hands. So what I'm about to say is obviously not financial advice. I'm just an entertainment channel talking about MetaZoo. But I can tell you that I personally will not be buying any pre-orders from anybody on eBay or anything like that in the secondary market yet for that product, for the top stuff. So, and the same with Nightfall. And my key reason for that is that until the product is in people's hands, there's just so much room for shenaniganry. Take for example, with tops themselves, if they did have a limit order placed on there, which there's a lot of debate over that. People were saying that it was going to be 3, but there are reports of some people being able to order as much as 100 boxes in a single order, which, you know, obviously I can't confirm any of this. And I was only able to get one. I'll tell the story in a minute. But the point being, if somebody placed an order for 100 boxes through Topps, and then Topps goes and retroactively cancels their orders, if they put up a bunch of pre-orders on eBay at, say, something like $90, and then 100 people bought those pretty fast because that's a decent price in the chaos of everything, they wouldn't be able to fulfill those orders. They'd have to cancel them, or it could be a total sham style of account, and they'll just walk away with that money. They have 45 days before they have to deliver the product, so there's lots and lots of room for shenaniganry. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm not going to be doing that. I will likely purchase a couple of them on the secondary market if the prices are reasonable in the month of November when they actually start appearing in physical form out there in the world. I would anticipate, with the climate of everything and all the hype around the product, that the pre-orders will probably be a little insane in price. There's going to be a lot of FOMO and everything associated with these cards, with both Nightfall and the Topps cards. There's just a lot of FOMO, and I would, I'm personally not going to get caught up in it too much, because I think that once we actually have supply in the hands of people and the market actually sees the physical cards hitting there, that prices will stabilize. They will reach more of an equilibrium. They will likely come down from the peaks, at least when it comes to Topps and Nightfall, and at least initially. I'm not talking about the long term. I'm talking about from all this pre-order stuff to the actual launch to roughly 2 to 3 weeks after the actual launch and the actual cards are there in physical form. That's probably the prime time to make a purchase. That's when I plan to do my purchasing, is within that 3-week time frame. Just saying. But then again, this is a totally wild animal. It's really, pun quite intended, it is really an interesting scenario with this card game, and you really just never know. So once again, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just entertaining, talking about this kind of stuff, as it's super fascinating right now. Back to my story about the one box. So what had happened was I was refreshing for, the better part of 2 hours or whatever. They were having all kinds of site issues with the top site. And then eventually, boop, it popped up on my screen. I was like, oh God, add to cart. And then immediately, when I saw that it actually loaded and added to the cart, because I'd been there a couple of times where it was just spinning in infinity, not adding, but it actually added to the cart. It didn't have an option for quantity on the page that I was on. It was more like a quick thing where it had like a quick link or whatever, just add to cart. And I probably could have clicked it a bunch of times, but to tell you the honest truth, my thought process was simply, I don't know the print run. They haven't confirmed the print run, especially at the time of this purchase when it happened. So I was like, add to cart, check out, check out, and then got the confirmation. And then I went back to look and see if I could go ahead and order like 2 or 3 more so that I could do multiple openings on the channel. And it was like, completely gone. The product was just completely gone at that point. So I secured 1 box theoretically. Yeah, I mean, that's good though. I'm glad, because I will likely open that box on the channel. I think that, okay, the other speculative thing is they haven't officially announced the print run for the set, and there's a lot of speculation and whatnot. So as of this moment, which is, the beginning of October here, the end of September, beginning of October, as of this moment, people are thinking it's around 50,000, and that's because people did some, math wizardry with the pull ratios per special cards in the packs, with the pull ratios and everything. I haven't researched it enough at this point to get into it in detail, but people are speculating that the print run ended up being around 50,000 boxes. And if that number is true, then that means that the print run for the top set is the exact same print run as Nightfall. And that's another reason that I'm going to hold off until physical, cards start getting in people's hands. The actual boxes are out there, because if there's really 50,000 tops boxes, I mean, the demand for the product is absolutely high. It is high, but I think that the market will have a better time, price point wise, absorbing 50,000 boxes than it will absorbing 3,000 boxes, which was supposed to be the original print run. So 3,000 boxes, I could have seen these boxes, the tops boxes on the secondary market for, I don't even want to quote a price, but we'll just say excessive prices. Whereas for this tops one, again, not financial advice, I could be entirely, completely wrong here, but I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood between 125 and 225 for the first few weeks of it being in existence, and then depending on what happens at that point, it would go up or down. That's entirely speculation, just based on past experiences with things like this, but who knows, really. Either way, if they are in that price point, if I can get a box for $100 or $125 or whatever it is, I'll probably buy a couple of them just to put them on the channel here to open them. But if they are higher than that, which they could be, they absolutely could be. We could see prices upwards of 300, 400, who knows. If they're that high, I'll probably just, skip it. Now, but when it comes to Nightfall is the playable cards. That's the actual, card game stuff. That, if it's the same print run as tops, you know what I mean? If they're the same kind of thing, the Nightfall one, that one's a lot more shaky in terms of how it's going to shake out. I would say that it would be a similar thing in terms of a percentage ratio to the prices that I'm kind of expecting from Nightfall in the secondary market, but it's going to be such a cluster to see how that all unfolds and how the secondary market handles the pricing of Nightfall. I don't know. What do you guys think about Nightfall? Feel free to comment below if you think that it's going to be like to the moon instantly, if you think that it'll be stable for a little while before going to the moon, as the print run is double that of, Cryptid Nation here. But Cryptid Nation, wow, at this point, I mean, these boxes are ranging between $800 and $1,200 on any given day. So we'll say an average of $1,000 now for a sealed box of Cryptid Nation, which, yeah, I did anticipate that, but I didn't anticipate it happening this fast. I'll tell you that. So I was expecting that for the first edition by the end of the year, and it's only October, and it's already at 1,000 on average. So, wow. I do think that at this point, with the hype that's building for the product and the amount of people who are becoming interested in it, we do really badly need like the second edition print run and more products to start hitting the market to kind of ease the pain of some of the secondary market inflation that's been going on in the pricing for these cards. I don't, my personal opinion, again, not financial advice or whatever, but I don't think that it can just go straight to the moon without having any sort of pullback or any sort of correction of some kind at some point within the next 6 months, we'll say, for certain product lines. When it comes mostly to like the single cards and trying to actually play the game versus collecting, I do think that the sealed product is always like a good idea for storing value and whatnot. There is some potential there for some retracement and whatnot. But yeah, I'm really kind of speaking more to other products and things. Like if you're interested in playing the game and all of that, the single cards will likely experience a lot of volatility. And I don't know how you guys feel about this. This is one that I'll throw out there too. Mothman specifically is kind of an interesting case to me. This is kind of unprecedented in trading card history at this point because of the pin promos that are coming out. So what I mean by that is like this is the first edition Mothman from Cryptid Nation. It's essentially the main chase card in the set. They're worth quite a lot on the secondary market at this moment. This one in particular, I would have sent it for grading, except for it has this little nick in the corner. And that's from the manufacturing process. It came out of the pack like that. So it could get a 9 at best. The PSA 10s are worth quite a lot, but this one is not a 10 candidate because of that imperfection, unfortunately, or you'd have already seen me send this to PSA. But anyway, back to the discussion. The Mothman First Edition is the chase card. It's worth quite a lot of money. But the pins that are coming out from the little pins and promos deal that was going on the MetaZoo site a few weeks ago, those pins come with, the Mothman ones come with a Mothman card, this exact card. I mean, it's not the exact card. Obviously, it's not the First Edition print run one from the booster box. But it is this exact card with the abilities and the wing attack for 100 damage. And, for playing wise, there will be a lot more of these available now once those pins hit the market, because it was one of many of the cards like Babe the Blue Ox and Bigfoot, and a lot of other pretty key cards are included in the pin run. So I'm just curious. My initial thought on that is that it will likely have an impact on the Mothman First Edition card overall, because I mean it would be like if Pokemon in 1999, when that came out and Charizard was the hottest chase card, it would be like if you could go to like Spencer's Gifts or whatever and buy a plushie of Charizard, right? And the plushie for $10 or whatever, $15 came with a promo Charizard card that was the same functionally in the trading card game as the one that you pull from the pack that's like the top rare card. I personally don't foresee that not having some sort of impact on that particular card, especially the reverse foil. I will say, obviously, it's the first one. It is the full holo. Those kind of things will always pack more of a punch. It is a chase card. It is collectible. It's not going to zero. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that it's kind of... for the way that it's being handled in the storm right now, where everything is just on a complete tear upward, I just don't know how viable that is for the short term, the next 6 months or so. Once those pins hit the market and we get a lot more, it's estimated to be like 10,000 of the Mothmans, plus you get randomized promos in the packs as well as, some other things. So there's probably more than 10,000 of them. So when you think about it in just raw numbers, you're talking 25,000 boxes will say that on average there's one of these full hollow Mothmans in every 2 boxes. So that's 12,500 full hollow Mothmans in existence right now, and you're going to pretty much double the amount of Mothmans that are on the market with the pin release. So what that's going to do ultimately, I don't know. But, you know, it's also kind of a good thing because it does get the cards in more people's hands, and it also reshifts the focus on what the chase cards are in the Cryptid Nation set. They're obviously currently the Obnoxious 9 cards. They are not included in the promo kind of things with the pins. They're very much marketed as, you know, the rarer cards. So I think that that kind of doubled down on that with like the Obnoxious 9 cards being, you know, pretty important chase cards. Now, if in the future they start releasing those as, you know, non-foils, which they already have some non-foil versions of the Obnoxious 9 cards, you know, looking at like Death Beam, that's available in one of the starter decks as a non-foil. So if they start doing that more and more with the Obnoxious 9, like Power Up Red, which has really gone on a tear recently, or Growth or any of those other ones, just who knows what that would do to the singles market as well. So these are just things to keep in mind. With this product being so new the way that it is, there's so much hype, there's so much demand, and I'm right there with you guys. I genuinely love this product. I'm not being negative about this. I really like MetaZoo. I like what the team is doing. I like what Mike's vision and everything for the game and the way that he treats this property. There's a lot of positive things to say about it. I'm very happy about it. I'm really stoked to be involved in this from the beginning of the game, for the most part. I do have some Kickstarter stuff, so that's good. I don't have a lot because it's insane, and now it's gotten even crazier. But yeah, it's nice to be in from the beginning on something so unique in trading card game history. Oh, one other thing before we wrap this up is that I actually started creating some MetaZoo Lore videos, and I'm recently putting quite a lot of effort into them. So if you're interested in the lore of some of the monsters, say like Mothman or the Loveland Frogman, and there will soon be a lot more to come. If you're interested in those types of lore and the videos around them, I'm talking the true legends and stories around these monsters and everything, definitely check those out on the channel. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description. They're a lot of fun, so I hope that you guys enjoy those. I'm definitely trying to improve on them with each episode. Anyway, I've been kind of rambling here a bit, but just to wrap it all up for you guys, you know, we're here at the start of October. The storm is upon us. I wouldn't necessarily say that we're in the eye of the storm yet, but we're getting kind of close to it. Things are getting absolutely crazy. They'll probably calm down for a little bit, and then when the product actually starts hitting the market, it's going to be a fun time. And of course, I will be touching on that along the way as things continue to progress and whatnot. But yeah, just wanted to share these thoughts, opinions, and the experience today with the Topps cards with you guys, and see what you guys think. You know, did you guys try and get the Topps cards? Did you have fun with that? Were you able to actually get some? Has anybody had their orders canceled yet that placed over 3? That's kind of a rumor that's floating around, right? So, you know, I really wanted to get like 3 or 4, but hey, I got one, and it will be featured on the channel when it comes in. I will open it for you guys, so this will be fun to see. Well, all right, guys, I think that wraps up the video for today. I hope that you enjoyed this conversation here. Please do remember, I'm not trying to poo-poo on this game. I genuinely do love the whole, you know, the whole thing to do with MetaZoo and this concept and stuff. I'm just trying to keep it real, you know, just trying to keep it real, you guys. It's a bit chaotic out there, so... Anyway, thanks again for coming by. I really do appreciate it. If you don't mind, please do give the video a thumbs up, as it greatly helps. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please be sure to go ahead and subscribe. I'm definitely trying to reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. And if you haven't subscribed, I would really, really appreciate it if you would do that. It is free. Thanks again for coming by, you guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you back next time. Take care.